Welcome to another edition of United Way's Advancing the Common Good. Joining me today is Theresa Ortega from Good Samaritan Thrift Stores and Trina from our United Way office.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hello.
So we're talking about free tax help today, ladies, and financial stability. So what can you tell me, Trina, about free tax help?
Well, there is a coalition of amazing people in this town who get together in the later part of a year and decide how they're going to get as much free tax help assistance to as many people as possible in the Lewis and Clark area. And upon the arrival of tax season, they are raring to go to help folks with incomes below $65,000 with basic returns. Get their taxes in order for free. So that's what we're talking about. And it brings a lot of great money back into our community, a lot of great resources. Theresa is one of our outstanding partners and provides space
Samaritan is the partner.
Good Samaritan Ministries is one of our outstanding partners, and Theresa facilitates that partnership. Is that?
It is. It's actually, we've been doing it 5 or 6 years now, I think, and it's just grown each year with us. I always like to tell a story of how we got started with it. Tim McCauley came to me one year and said, I really think we need to have a tax place at the Good Samaritan office. I said, well, okay, what is this going to entail, and why do you think it would be the good place with us? And his comments, I think, were so on cue, and we've just seen it grow from that point, that it's a safe place to go. People who need the tax help can come there and feel comfortable. Some people don't like walking onto campuses or other locations, so it worked out really well. And it worked out for us too, because we get more shoppers then.
Right.
They get their taxes done and go shopping.
So do your employees benefit from this also?
Our employees benefit from it. Lots of people coming in and out. And we don't have appointments, they're walk-ins. So it is real nice that people can just jump in after work and get it done. And we're open until, 7 now. So we're I think the latest one open doing taxes. So it works real well.
Yeah, in fact, there are a variety of ways that people can access these services. We've got appointment-based systems at Rocky Mountain Development Council's Senior Center, at the library, at Helena Industries, East Helena United Methodist Church, and Helena Food Share. And then there are walk-in abilities at Good Samaritan Ministries Thrift Store and at Helena College. And then we also have online access at www.unitedway.org/myfreetaxes. And there's also a website called montanafreefile.org that lists all of the free filing programs throughout the state. So this is a coalition that works really well here and also does a lot of work throughout the state.
So whether you go to one of the sites to actually get your taxes done, or you can do it just from your own home?
That is right. But if you are in a special need for assistance, then taking advantage of the appointments or the walk-ins, or Free Tax Help Kickoff Day, which is February 3rd at the Lewis and Clark Library from 9:30 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. That's a Saturday, so you can just go, check in, get some assistance with your taxes, maybe get them filed, and any questions you have, or if you have any problems specifically with state or federal taxes, then there's going to be some assistance called problem solving from Montana Legal Services Association and from the Taxpayer Advocate Services through the IRS. So if you have problems, you need to straighten some stuff out, or if you need to get your taxes filed, which we all do.
So say I haven't filed for 5 years. Is this a good time to show up and say, am I in really big trouble, or what do I do next? Is that a good occasion for that?
This is an excellent opportunity to connect with people who are going to help you out with that. And Theresa actually has a really good story about that.
Well, and I just want to go back on a little more what you said and the help that people get there. The volunteers that have been in Good Samaritan have been so helpful and so kind to everyone that's come in to do their taxes. It's really nice to see. And we do have a great story. A couple of years ago, a woman came into the store and was asking about the tax service and help. And She says, but I'm afraid to do it. She said she hadn't done her taxes in 3 years. She says, I'm going to go to jail. What do? I said, well, we don't know if you're going to go to jail. And so we set her up an appointment, and I actually walked her back. She was so nervous about it. And I left, and they started working with her, and it was the end of the day. She came in later in the day. So the next morning, she came into the store again and said, I just want to tell you, my taxes are done. I'm not going to jail. And he wasn't mad at me. So that was so nice to be able to have that great feeling for her, something she'd been dreading for years, that she's done. She's part of society now, and she's up to date with everything she's doing. So it was great.
Right. And if folks are really nervous, taking advantage of the really kind folks at Good Samaritan is a really good way to ease into the interaction, for sure.
So you mentioned volunteer. So is this a volunteer-driven activity? Is that, I mean, these are not people that you have, that's why it's free?
That's right. It is a free, volunteer-driven activity. There are some very dedicated tax law loving people who volunteer every year for this process. And they're lovely, and they take a lot of their time to help with this specific thing. They're very well trained. Everybody who goes through this process as a volunteer has to be IRS certified. So there's a lot of training that goes into it. They're not fly-by-night operations. These are some excellent, well-trained volunteers who can help with really interesting challenges. However, it's very important to remember that if you have complicated taxes, you cannot take advantage of this situation. So if you're married filing jointly with 3 apartment complexes that you own and a vacation rental in Lake Tahoe, you should probably go to
probably over the 60,000
that probably is, and you should probably go to another service.
So say I'm one of those tax-loving people. How would I get involved in this process and volunteer?
Well, you can get a hold of some of our organizations that are involved with this, or you can call the United Way or email us and ask about how to get connected to these opportunities. Our number is 442-4360, and you can email info@unitedwaylca.org. Just know that it is too late to be trained this year, but it is never too late to be trained for following years. So if you're interested in getting involved this year, you're going to have to just rev up for the 2018 tax season. But one of the things I also wanted to mention is how important this process is for our local economy. So, for example, last year, one of our partners is Rural Dynamics, Inc., and they do some clinics here. They're the ones who do the clinics at Theresa's offices. And last year, they did 515 local and federal tax returns. They served only 413 folks the year before, so that's a nice increase. And it brought back to our community $664,301 in tax returns, and especially in those earned income tax credits and other special tax credits that people might find confusing but are really helpful for boosting folks' income. So this is a great opportunity to also bring revenue back into our community and have folks have more ability to pay their bills, pay off some debt, even invest in some of their future-oriented goals. So
the EITC credit, the Earned Income Tax Credit, I've heard it's the biggest poverty alleviating tool within our nation. Is that true?
I believe that is so.
I would think so too. Yeah.
So do you see less people in need after they get their taxes done?
Well, our sales go down, always after tax season, but I think it does help. And people are able to pay off other bills because they've got this in. It's huge.
Maybe take care of some car repairs
There you
or
go. Yeah.
take care of some child care expenses. There's a lot of need for influxes of cash like this. And it's money that you're supposed to be getting back from the government.
And that amount of returns, 533, did you say? And that's what saves people about $300 from actually getting their taxes done too. So it's a cost savings
It's
if they
huge.
don't have to go someplace and get their taxes done.
is.
So I know that I've personally benefited from EITC and free tax help because I use the money to pay for childcare in the summer for my daughter. So I hear that story from a lot of people, is that is so beneficial.
Right.
It is.
Right.
And it goes to a good purpose, paying off your bills, paying for childcare.
Having some
Absolutely.
financial stability and
Right.
security, peace of mind.
Yes, exactly.
So do you have anything else to add about the benefits to clients or any other?
No, sometimes it's confusing when people come into the store. Where do they go? And they can ask at the cashier desk where to go. It's in the middle of the store where the old offices are, and just walk straight back.
Oh, wonderful.
And if folks want any information, we have literally thousands of these lovely brochures. And we would love to get some to you and to your, if you own a business, your employees, to your clients. So you should call the United Way and we can get some of these brochures to you. They're filled with all the information you need to be prepared to get to the right place at the right time and to take advantage of this excellent program.
And to mention that the Helena Community Credit Union was involved in printing of this. They paid the full cost, so want to thank them today for their support
Thank
of
you very
free tax
much.
help.
Thank you very much, HCCU.
So that's all for today. If you have any questions about free tax help, give the United Way office a call at 442-4360. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.